my beautiful bookish friends, I'm Bowen and welcome to my channel. So I think, possibly, this is going to be like a weekend-ish reading vlog. Like, it's not actually a weekend one because my weekend this week falls on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So it's currently Wednesday and my plan for my days off currently is I'm gonna have like a 48-hour readathon on today and tomorrow, and then on Friday I'm going to get my nails done, and I think after I get my nails done I'm gonna go book shopping and get the bookseller recommendation book, so you all can come with me for that one. But for today I think my plan is I'm gonna try and do the random colour generator and the random letter generator ones, and we will spin those now and let's see what I get. The wheel likes me today. So I got navy and S as the letter. So for navy, I think I'm gonna go with Nimona by N.D. Stevenson. Just like, it's a little bit green, but like I feel like it's mostly navy, so that's what we're going with. And then for S as the letter, we've got Spy Family. So just a graphic novel and a manga just makes my life so much easier. I love this for me. But I'm also going to finish this quite quickly, and it's a 48-hour readathon. So I kind of want to pace myself a bit. So I'm also going to pick up Happenstance by Tessa Bailey for clothing on the cover. So I think the order that I'm going to read them is first Nimona, then Happenstance, then I think I'm going to read a Victoria Evelyn book for my indie published one, maybe then Spy Family, and then The Last Conversation for the horror book. So that's like one full-length-ish novel, two novellas, a graphic novel, and a manga. If I have time, I can always do something a little extra on top of that, but for right now, I think that's going to be my TBR for the next 2 days, and then I might pick up an audiobook on Friday, but like, I don't know, we'll see. But we've got like a nice sizable TBR, that's like 5 books in total, so let's start with Nimona and I will let you know my thoughts when I'm done. So I've just finished Nimona. I liked it. I gave it a 3.75. I'm not the biggest fan of the art style. It feels very angular to me, like it's all very straight lines, which, don't get me wrong, very well done, very well drawn, but I don't think it's my thing personally. I did like the story. I thought it was very sweet and fun and wholesome, and I liked this. It was a good time. I don't really have a lot of thoughts on it, but like, it's not a lot of thoughts book. It was just fun. So now I'm gonna start Happenstance by Tessa Bailey. So I can't even really be bothered to sit up properly for this bit because I've buried myself underneath my weighted blanket, which is potentially the best purchase that I have ever made for myself for my mental health, because this is so good. So good. This, however, I have questions. All 4 of these characters just met, right? All 4 of them, they met like a day ago. The guys didn't know each other beforehand. They didn't know her beforehand, before they all got trapped in this tram car. I am on chapter 7 right now, and they are all diving to be in a relationship with her. All 3 of them together, or at least, you know, share a night together at something. Like, why? They're all attracted to her. That I could potentially buy. There's some quality about her. The woman is like basic white bread. Like, there's nothing to her. Like, it doesn't make a lot of sense because she's kind of boring. She's kind of bland. And I don't get it. I don't get it. I know that she originally wrote this book with Tobias's character in mind, and then the rest of them kind of came later. but my favourite character is Gabe. But I feel like this entire story is like filler, just to have her put something out there, just to try why choose romance, just like stretch her legs in a new genre kind of thing. And I don't think it works. Again, I am on chapter 7. I'm on page 68 currently. And it's just not doing it for me. It just feels a little bit flat. And Elise just kind of sounds really fucking whiny, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. She's just boring. She is white bread. I do not fucking care for her. And I do not understand why these men do either. But, I don't know. I'll keep reading and find out. So I got to page 150 in this. I'm, like, maybe 120 pages from the end. And I have to put this down for today because I just can't with this book anymore. I love Tessa Bailey's writing. I have an entire Tessa Bailey shelf, right? I don't want to say this is the worst thing she's ever written because that just sounds really cruel. It's also not inaccurate. This is my least favourite of all of the work that I've read from her, which I've not read her entire backlist, but you can tell this was like TikTok filler. The main character has little to no personality. I don't give a flying fuck about her. She's made Gabe, which is my favourite character, stupid for no reason. It just seems like she couldn't come up with anything else. And the character that she wrote this for, and her idea for this originally, was Tobias. I'm sure he's going to have more character development in like the second half of the book, but right now it's just not doing a damn thing for me. I think it kind of sucks. So I'm going to finish this tomorrow because my brain cannot take any more of this today. And I am going to start one of the books on my Kindle. I think that's a good shout. I'm not sure which one yet, but when I make a decision, I will check back in and I will let you know. But I'm not loving this. Good morning, everyone. Well, I say good morning. It's 2:15, but I started releasing Melodique yesterday. I got to page 150. I think of this, so I don't really have that much left, but this morning I finished Happenstance. I'm giving this a 2.25. I didn't love it. The plot feels like it was thrown in there for no good reason, other than just for a plot to exist. The female character of Elise didn't feel very well fleshed out at all. You've got, like, good personalities of the three guys, but if they're all pining for her, she should have some form of personality, no? And she just didn't. I did not vibe with this. It wasn't for me. And I didn't like it. I've done it. I finished it. I read it. But I think what I'm going to do next is I've had a shower, clearly, and I'm going to do, like, a skincare moment, and I'm gonna listen to an audiobook while I do some like housework, because the house, it needs work. I've got to do like the dishes and cut the grass and like all of the other things. So I think I'm actually gonna listen to the audiobook for The Last Conversation, because it's not very long. I think it's only like a couple of hours or something, and even at 2 times speed, that's still not very long at all. So I can listen to that while I do a little bit of housework and do some skincare, because like I need to do a face mask, because like she is dry, she is dehydrated, she is parched, and this is just not a good look for me. So I think I'm gonna listen to The Last Conversation now, and then I'm gonna get back to releasing Melodique when I've finished The Last Conversation. I think that sounds like a solid plan. having to slouch a little bit just to be in frame because while you are stacked on boxes and like tissue box and books and stuff, it's still not actually high enough that if I sit up properly, I'm correctly in frame. So having to adjust my posture into being really quite shitty. So I just finished The Last Conversation by Paul Tremblay, and this is one of those books in the Forward collection, which is a collection of short stories all by different authors. And I've read Summerfrost, and I've read the N.K. Jemisin one, something Skin, I can't remember what it's called. And I figured Paul Tremblay, being a horror author, would write a book that like considerably creeped me out, because I know that the other two books really did as well. So I figured more of the same. It's just like the version of horror that I can tolerate because I'm pansy and I can't do horror. This was honestly the least scary and the least creepy one out of the three of them from this collection that I've read. So I get that it's like sci-fi horror, but this didn't feel like horror to me. I'm still putting it for the prompt of a horror book because technically it still counts. But I was expecting more from an author that does predominantly write in that genre. It wasn't bad by any means, it was just very much not what I was expecting, having read two other books in this series that were predominantly creepier than this one was. So, a little disappointed with it. I still gave it 3 stars. It was still enjoyable. It was just not what I was expecting. But for now, I think I'm going to read a little bit more of Release in Melodic. I've got like 90-ish pages left of that one, so I can fly through the rest of that. It's still quite early in the day. I say quite early, it's like 4 o'clock. That shouldn't take me too much longer, and then I have the rest of the evening to pick up something new. I'm not really 100% sure what I'm going to pick up. I might pick up Spy Family, or I might pick up something else. I will check in and let you know when I'm done. Good morning, my beautiful bookish friends. So, I didn't update you last night, but I did finish 2 more books since I last spoke to you. I finished Release in Melodic, which I gave a 4.25. Obviously, I really enjoyed it. It's Victoria Evelyn. Obviously, if you've been on my channel for any amount of time, you know that I love her. This was a novella, and I'm so glad that Melody got his happy ending. We meet him in Using Feiho. You know what? I really like him. I think he's lovely. And then I also read Feral by Sarah Fields last night in bed. And I don't know whether or not this is a me thing, or I've never read anything like this before, but I think it was meant to be like dubious consent or consensual non-consent or something in that sort of grey area, and not a fan of that. Like, I need it spelled out very explicitly that, like, yes, every single party involved in this is very a-okay with what is happening, and this wasn't that. It was incredibly smutty. That was kind of the point of it. But the consensual non-consent kind of thing, like, you're in her head and she is enjoying it, but she's like, I shouldn't be, and she actively tells him to stop multiple times and he doesn't, and like, it made me feel icky. It wasn't bad, it just, that part of it really just didn't do it for me. Like, made me feel gross. So the plan for today is I'm going to go get my nails done. My appointment for that is at 12. I think I'm going to get them a little bit shorter than I normally do because I end up like, I'm very heavy handed, so I end up like just snapping them off because like I grab things and it just hits like the nail and then they just go, which is really annoying for me. And also because I have the terrible habit of biting my nails, so that makes them weaker as well, which is like, you'd think I'd learn for the amount of money I spend on getting my nails done. You think I'd learn not to do that, but like, apparently no, after X amount of years, that is a habit that I just cannot break. It's very annoying. And then I'm gonna go book shopping, and I'm gonna go get the bookseller recommendation, see if I can get that one while I'm gone. And there's a couple of books from the works that I want to see if I can get. They've got them on the website. Whether they'll be in store or not, I'm not 100% sure, but we're gonna go and have a look and see what we can get. I've got about an hour before I have to leave the house, so I'm either going to pick up another volume of Spy Family, or I'm going to be on Pinterest seeing if I can find what design I want on my nails today, because I actively don't have a fucking clue. That's the plan, and I will take you with me later. Read like romance books. Is there anything
There's a table upstairs which has got predominantly
I've read pretty much all of the ones upstairs that I've seen.
Do you want hardbacks or
Hardback's fine as well, yeah.
there's that one, but it's not
Okay.
something I've ever read, so I can't really.
I'll give this one a go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right.
I guess as it turns out, I really suck at filming in public because I've noticed through all of those clips, like my face is barely in any of them. I'm sorry about that, but I got my nails done. They are cute little daisies. I don't know if you can see, but that's very cute. And I bought lots of books. I bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 new books. Yeah, I went a bit overboard. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna do a book haul in this video. I'm gonna film a separate book haul eventually, because that's the third book haul from this year. That's okay. I've gone overboard. It's okay. But the one I did want to talk about is Love and Other Scams, which is the one that was recommended to me by a bookseller. So I got this one from Waterstones and I didn't really know what it was about. She just recommended it to me. I told her that I like romance books and this is the one that she pulled out. She's not actually read it, but it seems to be like a heist type of story and fake dating. So this is the one I'm going to be reading for that prompt. It looks like quite a cool cover as well. I like this one. So we'll see how that goes. I did read a little bit of Spy Family before I left. I didn't quite finish it. I've only got this much left, but for right now, I'm going to finish this one. So I managed to finish this today. This is pretty much the only thing that I read today, but considering how much I didn't really vibe with volume 5 and volume 6, this one brought it all back for me, and this is the reason why I really love this series. So I'm hoping we get more of this. I gave this a 4-star, and that makes the number of books in total that I read in this vlog 6 books and 1,190 pages. So I don't think that's bad for 3 days. But I think that's going to be everything for this weekend sort of reading vlog. So if you managed to get this far into the video, then leave a shirt emoji for happenstance in the comments down below. But for now, thank you so much for stopping by. It has been lovely having you here, and I hope to see you in another video coming very soon. Bye.